Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. My dear students, welcome to your speaking skills course. And today in our fifth class, we're going to cover the following. We are going to have some dialogues or practical things about ordering meals actually in English. Also, how to give an advice using should and shouldn't. The stress words can and cannot. How can we hear the stress and where we can use it? And then talking about fitness in general. We're going also to listen to some audios, dialogues, and the audio. And I want you to pay attention to the way they are speaking. In the last class, we were talking about how to talk about your main goals, right? And hopefully you ask yourself the question and you practice on the reductions, okay? Hopefully that you have done all of these things, because again, I don't want you to accumulate all things till the final exam. I want you to study, to go with me step by step. So once you get to the final step, you are ready without studying. Okay? So I want you to pay attention to me, practice, listen to your audios, try to do the same, memorize these phrases, and then you will be fine. Okay? Let us now move on and see our first slide. It's going to be about how to order a meal. In this, actually, we are going to hear kind of two conversations. It took place in one of the restaurants in the United States. A woman in the first conversation is ordering kind of a breakfast or dinner. You should guess that. And the other conversation is a man ordering also a meal. So we're going to listen to both of these conversations, and let us see who cares more about health, the man or the woman. Whose order is more healthy than the other? Okay, so that depends on the food they have ordered. Okay, let us listen to these conversations. It is in CD1, track 3132.
Chapter 4, Health, Getting the Most Out of Life. Listening 1, page 70. Ordering a meal. Conversation 1.
Chicken with biscuits and gravy. It comes with potatoes, rice, or corn on the cob.
Potatoes, I guess.
Mashed, baked, or French fries?
Mashed.
Would you like soup or salad with that?
No, thanks.
So that was a short conversation. She asked food like the waiter. There was a conversation between waiter and a woman. So the waiter asked the woman, is your order ready or not? She said yes. She wants actually what she wants. She basically wanted a fried chicken, okay, and some potatoes. Okay. She refused. She doesn't like salads. Okay. She doesn't like salads. Let us now listen to the other conversation between the waiter and the man. Listen, please.
How was everything here? May I take your plate?
Uh-huh.
Would you care for some dessert? We have lemon cake, chocolate cream pie, ice cream, or fresh strawberries.
I'll have the chocolate pie, please.
Would you like coffee or tea?
Coffee. And could you bring the check with that?
Oh, so this is the same woman. She actually wanted chocolate. Okay, she wanted fried chicken, potatoes. She doesn't want salad. She wants chocolate. Okay, the chocolate, and what else she wants? She wants coffee. So this is the women's order, and she asks at the end the check. You know, we have actually very important or key vocabularies that we can use every time that we enter a restaurant. Every time we enter a restaurant, there is kind of a key vocabulary you can use. Like, is your order ready or not? Where is the menu? Where is the check? Would you like? I don't like. I would like. Okay, these are very common expressions. This is a language of restaurants. Okay, now let us listen to the waiter and the man.
Conversation 2. May I take your order? What's the special today? We have prime rib or fresh sole. Sole sounds good. How much is that? $9.95. Okay, I'll have the sole. Would you like soup or salad? What's the soup of the day? Vegetable, beef? I'll take the salad, please. What kind of dressing would you like? French, oil and vinegar, or Thousand Island? Oil and vinegar. And can I have some water to drink? Sure.
Okay, that was nice. So what did the man order? The man wanted the following. He wanted kind of a soup, salad, and what else? Salad and soup, and he wanted something to like a dress like olive oil and vinegar, and water. Now the question is, who cares more about health, the man or the women? I guess the man is the answer. If you compare the order of the women and the order of man, the women's order is actually, the women order is unhealthy. It has a lot of junk food. Junk food means unhealthy food. Unhealthy like fried chicken, and like the chocolate and the coffee. All of these are unhealthy. The potatoes, she actually preferred the potatoes, not while the other man preferred the soup and salad and olive and vinegar and water. Okay, so the man was caring more about the health. So here is the language that you can use when you order food in a restaurant. Okay, for example, this is a waiter, here's a waiter, and here's a customer. May I take your order, please? Okay. What do you recommend? This is exactly what you can ask. For example, now I'm two persons, a waiter and a customer. May I take your order, please? What do you recommend? What would you like? What would you like? What is the special today? لاحظوا كيف السؤال عند الكاستمر والويتر. هذه الأسئلة مقابلة لبعض. Would you like, for example, cheese with potatoes, without potatoes? How much is that for the price? How's everything today? What is the soup of the day? May I take your plate? I'd like, okay. Would you like coffee or dessert? May I have the check, please? So all of these are some key vocabularies or phrases that you can use when you're ordering food in a restaurant. When you're ordering food in a restaurant. So I want you to memorize them, to know them, to use them, to speak them out, to say them out. Okay? So what do you like? And try to remember the reductions, the long form and the short form. Do you remember that? And instead of say, what do you like? You should say, what you like. What do you like? What do you like? Okay? So these are very important. We have kind of a dialogue, short dialogue now. I just made it between a customer, a C for customer, and W for waiter. Okay, C stands for customer and W stands for waiter. Okay, may we see the menu please? لاحظ الكاستمر سأل عن menu. This is very normal question, right? Very common question. Sure, here it is. Can I take your order? The waiter. Yes, I'd like a hamburger and a milkshake. How about you? The waiter. I'd like a ham sandwich. Would you like anything to drink? No, thank you. Just water. Okay, this is a very short, actually, a short dialogue. So I want you actually to say it in this way, the way I say it. Okay? See, this is kind of a vocabulary expansion. That dialogue actually expand your vocabulary. You now can say, may I see the menu please? May I have more coffee? May I have the check? Okay? So this is the way that you should say it. For example, I'd like a hamburger, a ham sandwich, taco, milkshake. I'd like a glass of milk, a cup of chocolate, a piece of pie, a bowl of soup. Okay? And here, would you like anything to drink, to eat? Would you like anything for dessert? Would you like anything for anything else? So these are all vocabularies that you need to use when you go to a restaurant. Okay, you should be ready to ask and answer these questions. That's cool. Here we have kind of a role play, and I want you now to do this role play by yourself. For example, can I take your order? You should say, yes, I would like hamburger, I would like to drink Pepsi, I would like to eat sandwich, I would like to eat fish or filet. And teacher, thank you. And if you have another person, how about you? And the other person said, I would like to eat something, to drink something. Would you like anything to drink? Yes, I'd like Pepsi, orange juice, whatever, milkshake, and that's up to you. So this is the regular conversation or dialogue that widely used in restaurants between a customer and a waiter. Okay, so now we are moving from the ordering in a restaurant, and I want you to understand these dialogues, because in the final exam I may ask you, okay, the situation is we are in a restaurant and I'm asking you, what would you like? You should actually be able to respond, I would like to drink something. Do you understand me? For example, in the final exam I may ask you in a restaurant, what do you like to drink? You should be able to say, I'd like to drink coffee. I would like to drink a cup of coffee, glass of water. Okay? So, how to do well in your final exam, you need to do the same conversations. Just speak them. Try to listen to them and speak them out. Now here we have the language that you can use when you give an advice. We always give advices. We give advice to our children, we give advice to our majors, to our managers, we give advice to our wives, to our brothers, to our friends. So we always give advice in any language. And here are some of the phrases that you can use when you give advice in English. You should use as the following. You should or you should not. You ought not. You had better not. Or you had better. I advise you not to, or advise you to. I recommend that you, or I recommend that you not. So all of these, they have the same function. You are giving an advice to a person. So once you use these, make sure that you're giving a full advice. Okay. For example, you should wash your hands with liquid soap. Okay. We should prevent disease. We should prevent disease. We shouldn't litter. We shouldn't litter. Okay, الهرم هي الفضلات. So here you are giving advice. We should see a doctor promptly if you feel unwell. We should see a doctor promptly if we feel unwell. What does it promptly mean? Promptly means directly. Okay? Immediately, directly. Okay. Let us do some exercises here. Well, the first one, a boy is eating a lot of French fries, potatoes, and some ice creams, and cookies, and as you can see. So what you should, you should give him an advice. Now this is an example, like I give you a picture like this one. Okay? And I want you to advise him. So I ask you, advise this boy, or give an advice to this child. What you should say. Okay, so in the final exam, I may just show you a picture like this one, and I ask you, you should listen to me in the final exam. What should you, or give an advice to this boy? So when I ask you to give an advice, you should bring your memory back to giving advice lecture, this class. You should bring back your memory to this day. And remember that your professor told you to use should or should not, ought or ought not. I advise you, I recommend you, I'd have better to, you had better to. So, give him an advice. You eat too many sweets, they are not good for you. When you say they are not good for you, you understand this is, you should give him not. You should advise him not to do something. So what you should say? You can say, you should not eat too many sweets. They are not good for you. Oh. You ought not eat too many sweets. They are not good for you. Or, I advise you not to eat too many sweets. Too here actually is negative. It is always negative. Okay? Oh, the weather is too hot. So too is used usually with a negative impression, with a negative meanings. Okay? Or you can say, for example, let us delete the first one here. Or you can say, you had better not to eat too many sweets. Or, I recommend recommend you not to eat too many sweets. They are not good for you. Okay? Okay, the other example now. Let me erase this one. In the second one, you, Farah, sleep early. So, I gave you this picture, and I'm telling you to give him an advice or her an advice. So, you know that sleeping early is healthy, right? So you should say, you should sleep early, or you ought to sleep early, or I recommend that you sleep early, or you had better to sleep early. Okay? So I advise you to sleep early. So all of these are phrases. All these are phrases are used to give an advice. What is your job now? Your job is to memorize them and practice them. Okay? So your job is to memorize them and try to practice, to do some practice for them. Please, okay? For the class to come, we're going to have kind of a general questions and dialogues. I'm asking you to do, for example, something, how to give an advice, how to talk about your goals, okay? How to order a meal in a restaurant. For example, if you want to ask someone about the time, if you stop by, how to start a short conversation with someone who is stopping at the bus stop, for example. So we are going to have a kind of very helpful example, exercises. I'm trying to do the actually the final test, something like these ones. Okay, we will talk about this on time. Let us do some exercises right here as well. We be friendly to our friends. What does a friend mean? To be nice, okay? So you should say, we should be friendly to our friends. We had better to be friendly to our friends. We advise, actually you can't advise yourself. So these are some of the phrases that you can use in such situation. Lily's dress is dirty. She clean it. She should clean it. She ought to clean it. Okay? I advise her to clean it. I recommend that she, I recommend she to clean it. So all of these phrases are used to express or to give an advice. So we have discussed this topic too much now. We got bored, right? Now you fall asleep because we have given a lot of examples how to use them. Okay, the reason why I'm giving you these examples is to put you in different situations and try to imitate me. Try to speak to these pictures. Okay, imagine these pictures as a, another person, and try to start, start a kind of a short conversation with it. Okay, here we go. You should play in the road. You shouldn't play in the road. You ought not to play in the road. I advise you not to play in the road. Okay? Your brother, for example, is weak in math. You should help him. I recommend you should help him. I advise you to help him. You ought to help him. Okay? The sound of it. Listening for stress words, can or can't. Okay, let us go to CD1, and today in this class, actually, in this slide, we're going to talk about can or can't. I can do something or I can do something. But what is important for me, I know you understand that can is used to express something about the ability to do something. Okay? So you know that. But what I want you to pay attention to more is the stress words. Stress words. Okay, and I want you first to listen, then we can explain it together. It is in CD1, track 35.
The sound of it. Page 79. Listening for stressed words. Can or can't.
In the interviews about stress and health habits, you heard several examples of can and can't. Listen to the examples again. Person 1.
I lie awake at night, can't go to sleep, thinking or worrying. Then I'm tired the next day, and I can't think clearly.
Person
So what he's doing here, right here, he's putting stress, شان stress, تركيز. See, I lie awake at night, I can't go to sleep. I can't. Then he said, I can't think clearly. I can't think clearly. Listen to person number 2.
Person 2.
I can eat and eat and eat anything.
I can eat and eat and eat and eat anything. Person number 3.
Person 3. I start smoking more. One cigarette after another. Just can't stop.
Just can't stop. Just can't stop. لاحظوا الستريس وين كان.
Person 4. I can't eat.
I can't eat. Okay, here are more examples. So try to listen to the difference between these
Here
examples.
are some more examples. Listen to the difference in stress. I can ride a bike.
So where is it stress? I can ride a bike. So the stress was on the ride and the bike after can.
I can't ride a bike.
So in can't, the stress in all of these words. I can't ride a bike. لاحظوا التركيز كان على can't, ride a bike. لكن with positive can بيكون التركيز على الفعل والكلمة اللي بعد الفعل. For example, he can ride a horse. He can't ride a horse.
He can ride a horse. He can't ride a horse.
So do you hear now the difference between the stressed can and the unstressed can and the stressed can? So with can we stress the verb after can and the object. With cannot we stress cannot ride and the bike. Okay?
Do you hear the difference? Can't is louder and clearer. Listen to these sentences. Do you hear can or can't? Check the answer. You will hear each sentence 2 times. Number 1.
They can ski. They can ski.
Number 2.
So they can ski. They can ski. كان التركيز على ski. إذا كان حكى كان هو.
I can't swim. I can't swim.
I can't swim. I can't swim. حكى can't لأنه التركيز إلى على can't وعلى swim.
Number 3. He can run a mile.
He can run a mile. He can run a mile. Run a mile. وهكذا. Please do the rest of these. Try to see the difference between can and can't. Okay? It's very important to do it by yourself. I've done these 3 and try to pay attention. With can, the stress words is the verb and the object. With cannot, Those three words are cannot, and the verb and the object. Okay? Hopefully that was clear. Okay, for here, actually talking about fitnesses, in this exercises, I want you to do the following. To listen to this exercise by yourself, okay? And I want you to answer this question. What do you do to get exercise? So here people are talking not about their goals, but they're talking about their fitness. Some of them, they like the aerobic exercises or everyday exercises. Aerobic exercises like walk, swim, run, ride a bike, aerobics, jumps, rope, and so on. And here the everyday exercise, here we have a list for that. And also strength training like lifting a weight. Here we have some fun and games that you can use to do some exercises. And we have here something flexibility like a yoga class. And here these are very true exercises. They give you really good advice. If you have a fat just like me, you can do these exercises and try to do these physical exercises to lose weight. I will try to do it. I'm not promising, but I'll try to do it. So I want you to identify the act. There's kind of two conversation. You will hear 5 people in this lesson, and the question was for these 5 people, what do you do to get your exercise? To get exercise? So they will say, well, I walk like 20 minutes a day. So you need to put a click on walk. I swim, or I paint house. For example, 22 minutes a day. So try to get familiar with these activities. Okay. For example, in the final exam, I will give you, for example, a picture of someone who jumped on the rope. Okay. So I ask you, what do you do to get exercise? You say you should say, I used to do exercise with a jump rope. Okay, so try to listen to this audio. We will actually do this exercise later on. Hopefully that, yeah, this is right, a role play. What do you do to get exercise again? Hopefully that you have understood the main points in this class. The main point was how to use can and can't, how to give an advice. These are very important issues while speaking. Okay, please try to do to make a role plays in every situation. Okay, because in the final exam you will be given kind of similar, you know, similar. They are similar. Not identical, but similar questions. Okay, for next class, just get ready to do kind of exercises, inshallah. Hopefully you have enjoyed our class. Thank you so much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.